going live or going quickly because Cappy's got a lunch date with the nieces. Got to take the little rugrats out, fill them full of sugar, and then drop them off with their parents to say, see ya. Have fun. And that is everyone who thinks that, my cryptocurrency went up, and my real estate investments, my stock market went up, and you're all like, oh wow, I must be this great investor. Let me tell you how my trading system. Let me tell you. All right, look, guys. One, I don't believe there's such a thing as a financial genius. There's mathematical geniuses, but there's no such thing as financial geniuses, because that stereotype back in the 80s and the 90s was basically, I'm going to borrow at 2% and invest and make 5%. I'm a hedge fund manager. I'm a corporate. It didn't turn out the way I wanted. Government bailed me out. I was also the banking crisis in 2007, 2008. But not too unlike in 2007 and 2006, where we're like, oh, my house went up in value. It'll keep going. Housing prices can't go down. I'm going to take out the money and buy myself a Corvette and go to Europe and buy a pet giraffe. And then when housing prices did go down and the arm reset, or you were no longer being able to use the increase in the equity of your home as a cash machine because you made your $30,000 a year as a barista or whatever. Actually, that'd be pretty good for a barista, even by today's standards. You all started thinking you were hot tomatoes, hot tamales. It's the same thing happening here. Now, I know the smart, savvy people, especially those within cryptocurrency, I know it's a hedge against inflation. I know that you saw, money printer was going burr before Biden. Let's just be honest about that. It started with Bush Jr. Obama, that's all he did was print off money. He maybe made a speech and said, we're going to do that for the folks. And that was about it. And then he just printed off more money. Trump scaled it back a little bit. But then when the misfortune happened, went back to the printing press. And now Biden's just like tripling, quadrupling down. I haven't looked up the M1 money supply because I don't care anymore, because no one listened to me anyway. I was like, money printer go burr, modern monetary theory, inflation won't have, that's all right, fine. And for those of you who are like a little bit wise, like, maybe I ought to invest in some precious metals. Maybe I ought to diversify into a real estate portfolio, a diversified stock portfolio, and what else? Oh, cryptocurrency. Let's get into it. So those of you who know why, your rate of return is quote unquote not real. It's hedging against inflation. But for those like, bro, man, I bought a real estate investment fund. I took an options trading course online, and 20% in a week, man. In a week, yeah. And then you think it's you. No, it's not. It's President Biden, among with the Federal Reserve and all the other economic advisors, the Council of Economic Advisors. Holy cow, what a waste those guys have been. They're just printing off more money. And just like in the Weimar Republic, people are flocking to anything that will maintain its value in an inflationary or we're not at hyperinflationary environment just yet. Give it time, though, because money printer go burr. And you all think just because they're printing off twice the amount, gosh, I don't even know how many times more the money supply it is. Right? What do you want to use as a base? I think we increased the money supply 5 times between Bush and Biden. Before Biden took inaugurated into office, is a 5 times. Surprise, surprise. It takes 5 times as much money. I think it took a nickel to create $1 in GDP under Bush, and now it takes a quarter. There's your 500% inflation. That may be too mathematically advanced for many of you people. But getting back to the larger point, it's just we're printing off more money. You weren't savvy. You weren't clever. You didn't do any fundamental analysis. You just got lucky. That's it. You're not a baller, bro. You're not like Crypto King, y'all. You just got lucky, because probably the most spoiled person we've ever had as a president. Now, that's including George Bush Jr., who was the son of a president. But if you look at Biden never worked a job. At least Obama worked a year. Biden has never done anything except go to college and be a politician. Look it up. Or he threw the ball real good back in the 30s or whenever they had the leather helmets, and that was they called it a pigskin. Whenever Taft was around, whenever he went to college, the walking corpse. But please, guys, knock it off. You're not financial geniuses. You're not savvy investors. You just got lucky. Right? You just got lucky. And heaven help you if they stop the printing presses. And on top of heaven help you if they stop the printing presses, if they start rolling it back, they start scaling down the money supply through Federal Open Market operations. Not to bore you guys with the details of central banking or how our currency system works. But that's that. So if you want to learn more about economics, I'm not talking central banking and all that, but here's a book you can all get called Bachelor Pad Economics. Women can buy it too and read it. It is tailored towards men, though, however, but the general laws of finance and investing in economics does not change, regardless of what your gender might be. But this is available in paperback, Kindle, and audiobook. I recommend paperback or Kindle because you can see the charts then. A lot of charts in there. And then maybe we can all be savvy. Maybe we can. And oh, by the way, when rent goes up 200% in the next 3 years, I don't want any of you guys complaining. Those of you got stimmy checks because money printer went burr. Don't worry, they're going to get it back in the next 2 years with rent increases. Because I wonder if that's going to drive up housing costs. I wonder. All right, we're going to do a lot of quick super chats because I have my date with my nieces. DJ Aftershock, $5. Dude, bro, just hating, bro. We making bank off of Dogecoin, bro. We going to the Town Hall Brewery to get some IPAs, man. You just mad you couldn't hang with us. Yes, all the Carlson School of Management graduates. Nonstop Dre. We haven't seen Dre in a while. $2. How close do you think the U.S. is to hyperinflation? Yeah, define hyperinflation. I'd say 100. If you look at real estate's going up 200% or 100%. It's doubled in a year in some places. You're pushing it. Yeah. With asset prices. Yeah. That's not necessarily hyperinflation. I mean, what would we call 1,000%? We're not at 1,000%. We're not at like some Banana Republic, money printer went burr because it's going to work different for Hugo Chavez or Maduro this time. We're not quite there, but depends on how much money. If Biden prints off 1,000% more, yes, then we'll have hyperinflation. We'll have 1,000% inflation. Mike Concho, $10. I know if I legitimately won a competition that gave me power over people, I would turn around and force all my proposals down everyone's throat before people caught on. Biden is too. I'm obviously a libertarian and I'm not for the Democrat Party. That aside, Biden is a moron. Look up his background. He doesn't know anything. All right. And I'm not making fun of him being old. I mean, the guy, he's not a real man. He's never set foot in the real world. He's never had to support himself. Look it up. I think his son who went into the military probably had a little bit more real world experience, but Competent Man, $2. Hyperinflation is usually defined as 30% a month. Okay, we might be there, but I have to exponential that. All right, that's it. Maybe more on the way. I don't know. I wanted to kind of take a day off. I just saw this at a rant. Send this around. We'll see you guys later, Toodles.